Hi, I'm Hernandez. Welcome to a special episode of Common Sense. Now, if you've ever seen me on the sports desk, you know I'm a fan of all things fitness, which is why today we're going to train different. Join me on a tour through UFC Gym as we show you how the biggest name in mixed martial arts has created an entirely new brand of fitness right in your backyard. Now, we've all made New Year's resolutions to live a little healthier, be a little more fit, and 99 times out of 100, we end up in a gym somewhere, pushing weights, running on a treadmill. It all sounds a little monotonous when you talk about it like that, but hey, who wouldn't mind being fit like these guys, right?
In 1993, the Ultimate Fighting Championship launched as the world's newest, at the time alternative, professional sports brand. It was a simple goal to stage a tournament featuring fighters of different disciplines to determine, well, the ultimate fighter. 20 years, more than 5,000 rounds, and over 800 knockouts later, it's a billion-dollar empire, controlling as much as 90% of worldwide revenue in the sport of MMA. But more than create the biggest brand in the fastest-growing sport in the world, UFC President Dana White and co-founder Lorenzo Fertitta introduced a new philosophy on fitness. And the man they asked to help bring that concept to life was Adam Sedlak. After more than a 15-year career with 24-Hour Fitness, he was about to make the leap from working for one of the icons of the fitness industry to molding a whole new one.
What was so great about it is we were able to create a concept from the ground floor because there was really nobody inside the space. You think about it, right? You take how a UFC athlete is in such incredible shape, and what we wanted to do was develop a fitness concept and facility around how that UFC athlete trains.
But of course, the concept of a gym that can cater to the average Joe, built from a gladiator sport, wasn't the most obvious pairing. In fact, resistance was expected. So their challenge? Build something suitable for both.
The first thing that went to my mind, to my brain, was, okay, I'm gonna open up a gym where people are gonna come in and get beat up, right? And it didn't translate to me. As a matter of fact, I was trying to do a sanity check with them. They said, go study the UFC. Go learn about it, go understand it.
So more than just showing how an MMA athlete trained physically, they set out to capture the lifestyle, the mindset, and the values of the entire sport. And with that, Sedlak jumped on board with what would become the pillars of the UFC Gym's philosophy. Their motto, train different. But their focus, community.
Once you start learning the science of training MMA, you see how instrumental the word community is. Meaning that when people go train MMA, they really train together. They work out together, they trust each other, and they develop this sense of friendship and relationship that helps motivate people to maximize their results. And when I became educated about how great the UFC is and how great those athletes are, it completely changed my paradigm of what the UFC was about, and it really inspired me to conceptually come up with great ideas on how to create UFC Gym. How excited are you going to be discretional in your workout? How excited are you going to be to go to muscle failure and push yourself beyond the normal limits of your what you're typically capable of? And when you come to UFC Gym, this is so much more. It's getting away from that boring atmosphere, and it's walking in the energy.
Coming up after the break with a philosophy on how to get people into shape, South Bay helps UFC Gym learn how to create a buzz around town and build the company's most successful gym to date.
Hi, I'm Lieutenant Colonel Nicole Malachowski, a U.S. Air Force Fighter Squadron Commander and the first woman pilot with the United States Air Force Aerial Demonstration Team. My fellow airmen and I know that each of us plays a huge part in our victories, whether in the air or on the ground. We couldn't accomplish our mission without using everyone's skills to reach our goals. Embracing our differences and working together is also what has made America strong. Thank you for your support, and remember, our strength lies in our diversity. This message brought to you by the United States Air Force.
Being a gold medalist skier requires a lot of hard work, intense training, and time outside on the mountain. But taking care of my skin is easy and doesn't affect my performance. Every day I apply sunscreen and wear protective gear. I know protecting my skin will help prevent skin cancer and avoid wrinkles. I get my skin checked regularly by a dermatologist. 1 in 5 Americans will develop some form of skin cancer in their lifetime. My name is Julia Mancuso and I'm wearing orange to help put a spotlight on skin cancer.
When UFC Gym opened its doors in Torrance in 2012, the company had less than a handful of franchises nationwide. Their philosophy and beliefs were clear, but taking on a public perception of being a fight gym was a different battle.
Coming into this market, we knew it was highly competitive. You have 15 fitness clubs in Torrance, and really it became about who our identity truly was going to be long term. And it wasn't easy. Before the gym opened, we spent an incredible amount of hours going out there to earn the right to be able to serve this incredible customer base. And the only way you're going to do that is by giving back to the community, going out and engaging with the community, where you're helping all the local businesses in the area, you're partnering up with law and fire, and you really, really do a good job articulating on what the words train different mean.
Aside from those face-to-face conversations, UFC Gym also holds a premium on their social media presence to maintain those same relationships. Even today, almost 2 years later, it's a tool for trainers, coaches, and even UFC management to engage their local customers. Plans to reach more people with their Train Different philosophy include ideas like free classes in places like the Del Amo Fashion Center. And for everybody from the diehard MMA fan to the curious observer, their doors are always open to the entire South Bay when the athletes we're so fascinated by take to the octagon.
Whenever there's a pay-per-view fight on, we try to make sure we give a little bit back. We want our members to actually have that sense of community, and you can do that for your workouts. You can also do it through having everybody hang out. So a night like tonight, we get 300-400 people to show up. Everybody enjoys the fight.
When you go out and you start going to other markets, the blueprint has been laid from the city of Torrance of how to engage with the customers and how you give back to your potential customer base, right? It's not just about enrolling them on a membership. It's about the relationship after you enroll them on a membership.
And with all they've learned here in our backyard, UFC has grown their brand of fitness from one of the first gyms in the franchise to 100 worldwide.
The most important thing that I constantly have in my mind are the local communities. And that was the biggest learning point for this location, is that we really earned the right to partner with the community. And once we did that, there was a trust that was built between the city and the people that live in or around Torrance and the staff here at the facility.
Coming up on Common Sense, you've learned the philosophies and their story. Now we get the grand tour of Torrance's very own 40,000 square foot Fit Factory.
Welcome to Cook It Safe Challenge, where teams compete to make the right decision about safe food preparation. Our challenge in this round, oven or microwave. To win, teams must use the proper steps for safe meal preparation, read and follow package cooking instructions, and know when to use the conventional oven or the microwave. You're on the clock, so make your decisions quickly, but be warned, make the wrong choice and your meal will be unsafe. Sorry, Team 2, an unwise choice. Check the cooking instructions on that package you ripped open so quickly.
Dude, what?
Microwaves and conventional ovens both have a purpose. Your challenge was to cook the dish safely. This means knowing which method of cooking to use, and you failed.
We failed to read and follow the package cooking instructions and use a conventional oven.
If you don't follow cooking instructions, some foods may be hot but may not have reached a safe internal temperature. Use a food thermometer to be sure.
We kept focus on reading and following the package cooking instructions.
And we used a conventional oven and a food thermometer.
Can you cook it safe?
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Common Sense. Now, we're starting to get the gist of what UFC Gym is all about, but when we really boil it down, if there's one thing that everybody just dreads when it comes time to sign up for a brand new gym, it's meeting Gym Sales Guy and going on Gym Sales Guy tour. So, everybody meet Gym Sales Guy. I'm teasing. This is Wendell Paulding, General Manager of UFC Torrance, here to give us the grand tour and show us everything that's going on here in the South Bay, yeah?
Yep, all right. Thanks for coming in. Let me show you around.
First thing you're gonna notice when you walk into UFC Gym, this place is kind of big, not gonna lie. Now, spend some time walking through the gym with Wendell Paulding and he'll let you know you're not at your typical gym, but you're not at the dojo either.
Not your typical health club.
Not at all.
But we still have some of your basic things like your treadmills. Got a ton of cardio equipment with that. We have over 100 pieces. Now, when you look at our concept in a second, I'm gonna show you the different classrooms that we have. You're gonna be blown away. We do a lot of different stuff here.
You can't miss it. As Wendell calls it, the elephant in the room. Fact of the day, UFC, the only company I've ever heard of that owns a shape. True story, go ahead and look it up.
Octagon, as real as it gets.
First thing that stands out to most people, right?
Exactly. And you know, we don't just use it just for, you know, we don't use it for fighting. I mean, we have self-defense classes we do there. We do all of our mixed martial arts classes. Everybody gets in the octagon at some point.
Even me?
Yeah, we'll get you in there.
Just me.
We'll get you in there.
Proof that this really is a gym and not just an MMA factory. Your standard free weights are close by, but the octagon is the centerpiece for a purpose.
They have free weights. And what's really neat about this is it's right, you know, next to the octagons, just outside of our bag room that you're gonna see next.
Yeah.
So it gives people a real good opportunity to not just come in and lift weights, but they get exposed to everything else that we do.
Just by seeing it.
Just by seeing it.
You might not walk into UFC Gym thinking that you're gonna, you know, come in to take a Muay Thai class, but maybe by seeing it, you'll warm up to it a little bit.
Absolutely. After seeing it over and over in between sets, I mean, eventually you're gonna step over into the classroom and start doing it. We put a huge focus on classes at the UFC Gym. This is where we teach our Muay Thai, our boxing classes. We do our Fight Fit format here, Fight Fit class, which is, it's a conditioning class, another one of our signature things. And then when there's no class going on, we allow our members to use the room to get their own workout.
Okay. You talk a lot about classes. I imagine this is a huge gym, space-wise. You have a lot going on. It probably takes quite a few people to run a place like this, yeah?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. And that's why as you look, I mean, we have front desk staff, we have over 30 trainers here. Instructors, we have about 30 instructors. We have over 100 people that make this happen.
Okay, just on staff, you have over 100 people. How many memberships do you have walking through, in and out of the doors every month?
Proud to say we got about 10,000 members and we're doing about 2,000 workouts a day.
Just at this one gym, you have about 10,000 memberships.
Absolutely.
How many workouts did you say every day?
2,000 a day. Which, again, if we didn't have all these classes going on, I mean, it'd be tough to get that many people, you know, into a great workout every day.
But that's one of the things, obviously, that makes everything so different than...
Absolutely, that's the big difference maker there.
But for as much as you'll be reminded this isn't your average gym where people just pick up heavy things and smash them together, Wendell will also let you know they do want something for everybody here. So you'll still always get your standards.
All right, Juan, so this is our group fitness room. We call this our endurance room. So we do all of our yoga, our Zumba classes. We have a couple of combat challenge classes. We also have a Pilates class that we do here. And you can actually use this when there's no class going on.
Okay.
So if you wanted to come in, use our cycle bikes, it's wide open.
Aside from the octagon, the bag room, the Olympic weightlifting deck, there's something else I just couldn't help but ask about. It's a Saturday night, and the place is packed. But not just with gym rats.
All right, I see we're actually in the spot where normally you have your daily ultimate training.
Yep.
Yeah. Your signature workout. A big emphasis from everything I've learned is the community aspect. You want people to work out together like in your daily ultimate training, but now you have people clearly not working out. They're hanging out watching big fight.
Big fight night. Whenever there's a pay-per-view fight on, we try to make sure we give a little bit back. We want our members to actually have that sense of community, and you can do that for your workouts. You can also do it through having everybody hang out. So a night like tonight, we get 300-400 people to show up. Everybody enjoys the fights. We have a couple local restaurants here doing food, doing giveaways. So it turns into a great event for the community.
So the doors are open for the entire community. Members are not, right?
Everybody, it's open house.
And it's a good opportunity for you guys to show everybody what you're really about.
Absolutely. So they come in. I mean, our guests that are here tonight, they're actually going to get an opportunity to come back all of next week on an 8-day guest pass and use the facility and really see what it's all about.
There is more. Plenty more, actually. A kids gym where UFC runs the Little Grapplers program. The Armbar, their nutrition club where UFC can practice what they preach in helping members stay focused on nutrition just as much as the workouts themselves. All tying together the reality that here, fitness really is about building a lifestyle, not just slaving away an hour out of your day.
All right, man.
All right.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much for the tour. We've seen what you're all about. We've seen the entire gym now. I think it's time to put it to the test. Where do I start?
Next, we got to get you with the man himself.
The man.
Christoph.
Christoph.
Get you through what we would call a little bit of a starter session. Kind of see, what we can get out of you and see where you're at.
Okay. There it is. I guess I'm meeting Christoph next.
She passed away about 6 months ago. Sure, yeah, they missed their mom. It was hard to learn that there was no cure. You know, you don't want to see somebody that you love suffer. So we sought hospice care. Hospice people made her feel comfortable and pain-free. At first, the girls didn't know what was going on. The girls knew that Mommy was sick, that Mommy wasn't feeling well, but they didn't know that Mommy was going to die. I don't always have the answers, the best answers to the questions that they're going to ask about what's going on, and often the hospice people would be there, and they helped. You know, they helped me and the girls through just an incredibly hard time.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to UFC Gym Torrance. We've got the tour, we've been meeting the people. Now, all I keep hearing walking around here is something about the Polish experiment. I have no idea what it is, but I keep asking. And everybody says, you know what, you want to find out who the guy is, you just got to jump in the octagon. So I figure, you know, whatever. I played my fair share of Mike Tyson Punch-Out when I was a kid on Nintendo. Like, it can't be that big of a deal. I got this.
What's up?
I told you I got this.
What's up? How's it going, Juan?
Is it Christoph?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He's a former UFC light heavyweight, a bodybuilder, a wrestler. No, I mean the Macho Man Randy Savage kind. Actor, reality TV star, Hollywood stunt double. The guy's even a DJ. Krzysztof Szyszynski, the man they call the Polish experiment, is just a tad deeper than somebody you could sum up as just an MMA fighter. Everything Krzysztof does, he clearly does with passion, but through that long resume of accomplishments, in his own words, this is what he was born to do.
I've been part of MMA for 12 years. You know, my last fight not going the well it should, having some head issues after that with memory loss and stuff like that. It was that time for me to kind of just step away from that sport and that aspect of fighting and kind of step into that coaching, personal training role. And I've been having a really fun time with that. I get to be in front of somebody who I train with 5 times a week. We talk on the phone on a daily basis, making sure that the diet's on point, making sure that the nutrition, making sure that the supplementation's on point, making sure that when I'm here with them, we're working out, but they're also working out on their own. It's such a whole different experience. You know what I mean? It's such a bigger part of their lives. Kind of feel like you're like, you know, you're just changing and helping people's lives for the better.
When this UFC gym opened in 2012, he marched across the street from his Torrance home, hadn't fought in the UFC since December 2011, but wasn't there to sign autographs. So now, Szyszynski teaches and trains everyone from current professional fighters like Lyoto Machida to UFC's members on 80-pound weight loss journeys.
It kind of puts the proof in the pudding, and it proves that, I mean, you could take, you know, some of the baddest people on the planet, which, you know, Krzysztof is, you know, if you would say, I mean, he's a bad guy. And I mean, he can train, you know, your average soccer mom.
When you have somebody that has Krzysztof's talents and he's able to provide a different level of authenticity, obviously that's always an incredible asset to have. You know, people look at him and initially they get intimidated, but then you get to know him and he's the biggest teddy bear in the world.
Oh yeah, that's right, the teddy bear factor. Yeah, I didn't get that memo. Actually, Krzysztof will be the first to tell you, outside of his professional MMA career, never been in a single fight.
What we're going to do is basically I'm going to take you through my patented amateur fight conditioning session. Okay. So now I know that you don't have any kickboxing, boxing, MMA experience, so we'll modify all the little movements so that way you're able to still push through. I'm going to put you through a 9-minute workout and see if you can last. A 9-minute workout.
Here's the deal, just tell me, no injuries or anything you've got that I need to know about? I don't want to hurt you or anything like that.
No, I'm a professional MMA fighter. I'm always injured, but sure? I think I can handle it.
I just don't want to hurt you.
No
worries. Take it easy.
All right.
We'll come up with like a safe word. You can
tap
out if you
all right,
need to.
Safe word. All right. Pineapples.
Turns out 9 minutes in the octagon with Krzysztof Szyszynski is a good way to learn all things Krzysztof Szyszynski. The nickname Polish Experiment comes from his Polish roots, and, well, I'm not exactly going to ask about the experiment part, but fitness has been his life since he started bodybuilding as a teen. Now he pays it forward to people in the same city he lives. He talks about his busy life, not in a hectic way, but in the sense that you understand how hard he works at everything. How hard he worked in the octagon as a UFC athlete, how hard he works training Lyoto Machida for his next UFC fight, or the upcoming film projects he's casted in. Krzysztof Szyszynski is a man in high demand. So, he never stops. At least, not long enough that you'll remember you're locked in a cage with a man who outweighs you by somewhere in the ballpark of about a half a person.
Keep moving, keep moving. Whatever you do, don't stop moving. That's your goal. Do not stop moving. Do not stop moving for minute 30 left. Minute 30 left. Don't stop moving. Let's go.
Coming up, UFC Gym shows us how their signature workout helps a Torrance member break down her fitness boundaries.
Say mama, yeah.
I don't know how to tell you this, but I'm almost 2 now and still not responding. That's one sign of a communication disorder, and delaying treatment can affect my development.
Many parents aren't aware of the early signs of speech, language, and hearing disorders, yet early detection and treatment can improve quality of life.
Say dada.
Ugh, here we go.
Identify the signs of communication disorders.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Common Sense, and let's rewind it a little bit. We've already learned what it's like to train like a UFC athlete, but we've also heard the word community quite a bit today. Not something you're used to finding at your average everyday gym. So, let's go mix it up. Let's see what Torrance is bringing to the South Bay's fitness game.
You ever had one of those workouts where you wanted to pass out at the end, but you were happy about it? It's that fine line between being pushed so hard by a friend or trainer where you'd like to hate them and call it torture, but really you're just excited to go a tad harder every rep. Well, there's a word for that here. It's called DUT, or Daily Ultimate Training.
To me, it's like a boot camp, right? But on steroids. It's just an incredible class. It's a whole full body workout, cardio. It's at a fast pace. It's not boring. It's very team oriented. So that's what motivates me to continue to do it.
Boot camp on steroids, huh? Well, simply put, the Daily Ultimate Training class is the bread and butter of training different. Never the same workout, surrounded by new friends, gassed by the end of your 50 minutes. It's UFC's signature workout that covers everything that makes you sore in places you didn't know existed. Rosie Rogers is like many of UFC's former doubters. There was a time when she thought the Ultimate Fighting brand meant their gym wasn't for her, until a friend convinced her to jump into a DUT class, and well, 3 months later, she's hooked.
I want to come here every single day. It's my second home. This is my second home.
Well, I've worked at different gyms, and when I started working here, I just felt a whole different type of energy. And people that come to these classes are really serious about changing their life. They're serious about getting out of their comfort zone.
And that right there is how UFC Gym defines fitness. In comfort zones. As in, there should never be one. Everyone knows the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. Now, I'm sure Albert Einstein said that, and he wasn't exactly trying to get abs, but the sentiment applies here either way. In Rosie's case, it's led to leaving that comfort zone.
She's taken several of my DUT classes, and she really likes them, and she has a tremendous amount of enthusiasm. And so that's why, she stood out, because she's just the type of girl that wants to change her life and get in the best shape possible.
Before I was more like this little Zumba class, and I was always stuck doing my Zumba. People made fun of me. It's like that's not an exercise, but once I see this, I'm addicted to it. I don't miss a single class if I can.
Which is why Rosie Rogers is the perfect example of the real UFC gym. No more Zumba for Rosie unless she wants to. not because she has to.
If you really dig into what the UFC is, not only do you have to be extremely you have to be in an incredible physically fit condition, but you also have to have mental discipline. We did it by taking that same approach, but it's a human versus a human, themselves versus themselves, challenging themselves in a fitness and a mental way. And so when you come into this gym, you can literally work out in 1,000 different ways. And it's about what you want to accomplish.
Fitness for many can be a chore, but fitness when you're inspired can quickly become a lifestyle. Adam Sedlag says we all make New Year's resolutions, but rarely do we make lifestyle resolutions. Commitments to work consistently and focus on a goal for the long haul. No gym can decide whether or not you stick to your goals, but a good one sure can make it easy to fall in love with the journey.
Well, all right, that wraps us up. Thanks for checking out Common Sense. Now, don't be surprised if you never see me in one of these things again with a guy who has Polish Experiment as his nickname. But in the meantime, here's to training different.
If you know of any local businesses you'd like to see featured on our show, please send an email to commonsense@torranceca.gov. We look forward to seeing you next time.